So I've shown you a lot of weird, a lot of unique, a lot of different types of smartphones over the years. It's been years, Jack. We've been doing this for years. How old do you feel? How old do we are old? That's the thing. In YouTube years, they're kind of like dog years. So a YouTube year, 7 human years. Whoa, what? If there's a smartphone out there that needs to be unboxed, it's gonna happen here. I have a very unique smartphone from a company called Blackview. Inside of this box is a smartphone with a movie projector built into it. So at any moment, you can broadcast whatever's on your smartphone onto a wall, into a large image to share whatever it is you're looking at. Could be YouTube. There's a projector inside of a smartphone. Never thought I'd see the day. This is called the Max 1. I believe it's available for pre-sale right now. It's around $700, but it's very unique, you must admit. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, Type-C cable to charge it up. You got the OTG cable, Type-C to micro adapter. No headphone jack on here, I can tell right now because there's a dongle, C to mini jack. Oh, and then they include a mini jack headset to use with your dongle. Okay, there you go. This thing's kind of a beast. It's a bit heavy. I think it has a huge battery. Otherwise, from the front, it looks like a pretty standard smartphone. But then things get magical when you look at the top right there. Boom. What? Wait, a lens, a projector on my smartphone? I didn't know I wanted this. Do I want this? I don't know. Maybe you travel a lot and you're like, I want the content on my phone on the wall in the hotel room. Is that possible? Or my question is, how bright can this thing really be? Got a little fingerprint on it. How usable can this be? Ooh, I see a projection button. It looks like a skinned version of Android going on here. So let's see what happens. I click on the projection button. I think we need the lights off. I see some light coming out of here. So, I mean, this is tough to display to you here, but this guy right here is outputting that image. Now, on the wall here, I mean, it's not that far away from it. That image is probably like 50, maybe 60 inches. And we got it set up just in a way that you can see it here with a little bit of light on. Of course, the image improves when you turn the lights out completely. With any small projector, you just can't have that much light output, including one that's built into a smartphone. So if you are using this to watch movies, you're probably gonna put your other lights down beforehand. Now you might be noticing some scan lines coming through. That's just the way that the camera is interacting with the projection. In real life, you don't see any of those scan lines, so keep that in mind. Now, the other thing to mention, the closer you get the phone to the projection surface, the better the quality gets, of course, but the smaller the image. So if I move this device closer over here, you'll see the brightness and the density of the image improves, but of course it gets smaller. Still better than staring only at a smartphone. It's a bit of novelty, obviously. I mean, this is not something that everybody needs, but it's a cool piece of tech. Traditionally, originally, if you wanted to project any kind of image, you would need this giant projector to do so. Now you can do it from right within your smartphone. Now, the other thing I was worried about is like the portrait mode versus landscape, but when you maximize a video, it just figures it out. The projector figures it out. If you wanted to project a game or something, that would work too, though that would be weird because you couldn't control the game. I guess you would need some type of external controller, in which case you could go ahead and project the game. You know, there's like an NBA app, there's an NHL app, NFL, MLB, all the major sports, they have apps. You could imagine setting up an impromptu sporting scenario, the UFC app. I mean, if you had the lights off, this thing is usable. It's not the greatest projector I've ever seen. It's built into a smartphone. It's tiny. But you get the lights off, and it's just like a portable 60-inch display. Is it as bright as an OLED panel? No, okay, of course not. Adjust your expectations here. It's in a smartphone. But better than looking at a smartphone, imagine the locker room the other night. After hockey, we were watching, I had the basketball game, the Raptors game, on my phone, and people gathered around. If I had this in the locker room, hit the lights, be a little perverted, to be honest. A cool combination of tech that you wouldn't expect to see, and that's what I like to see. Ambitious, weird products are exciting. All right, so here's the thing. This device here, this is non-retail. It's in pre-sale mode right now, so a lot of the specs and whatnot might not necessarily be finalized. Certainly the software itself also not finalized. What I do know here is that This thing is gonna have a big battery and of course this active projector. It'll also be running Android. Just take it for what it's worth at this moment right here. The specs will get a clearer picture closer to the release date. It's a bizarre phone. That's why I like it. Look at this. I'm shining. I'm glimmering right now. Can your smartphone do that? I didn't think so. This is like bringing a party wherever you go. If you're a sports fan, I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. It's weird, and that's what Unbox Therapy is about sometimes. Uncovering the unusual gadgets like this one, the Blackview Max 1. If you want to check it out, there's a link in the description to the product page, or at least where you can eventually order it. I think it's a bit of fun, all right? Lighten up.